Hello, my absolutely beautiful Libra friends, and welcome to your horoscope for August of 2022. We're Libra this month. We've got planets on the move. Mercury is coming into your sign, but even more importantly than that, it is giving us a signal. It is giving us a little indicator of what we're going to work on during the Mercury retrograde that will be in your sign in September as well. We've also got a signature stamp from Uranus and from Mars this month. So lots of things keying our attention to what we need to evaluate as we're coming to the close of 2022. So I look forward to letting you know all the good stuff that's coming in right before we're going to head into your birthday time, okay? All right, Libra, let's jump in here and see what's going on. Right at the beginning of the month on the 4th, we've got Mercury moving into the energy of Virgo. Nice and comfortable. It's in domicile. You know, so when a planet is in domicile and it is comfortable in the sky, we tend to exhibit a little bit more comfortability in how we speak, how we address each other, and things like that as well. Now, for you, this is going to light up in the general horoscope, your 12th house space. So this is about getting the hidden space, the things that are behind the scenes, your restoration, your refreshment, your spiritual life, creative projects, anything that you have that has to do with health or wellness that is not always seen. It can be behind the scenes. Maybe if you've got depression, you've got bipolar, you've got immuno situations, addictions, any of these things. This is a phenomenal time for you to check on the things that are behind the scenes. Babies, elderly, specialized populations, you may see yourself communicating with them much more, or checking on them, or your mind is drawn to them so much more this month. And really, being in the energy of Virgo, the first thing we're looking at is we're thinking about health. We're thinking about wellness. We're thinking about, is this the best that it can be? Can I be of service here? But also discerning what needs to be prioritized here, what needs to be organized, right? How can I best be of service? It's a real evaluation of, do I feel motivated to help out of guilt, or am I helping because I can help, right? We get into some of the discernment of our motivations and our thinking. Now, I also think that this is a phenomenal energy for research, for building and working on something quietly behind the scenes. And when Mercury gets into your sign, you can launch it out later, or maybe you launch it out even a year from now. But working and moving and praying and breathing and some solitude, and maybe even being a little hermit behind the scenes to allow your mind to clear. This is a great energy for a digital detox. Turn off YouTube. Yes, I want to hang out with you, but give yourself a digital break if you need it, okay? On the 11th, we see Venus move into the energy of Leo, and this lights up the 11th house. So funny enough, right? I'm like, take a digital detox, be downtiming, okay? But also, Venus moves into big cat energy in your 11th house. It's a social energy. So maybe you're like, you know what, Stormie? You're right. I don't want to be all over the internet, but I do want to do this little virtual retreat over here with people who I feel like hear me, hear my expression. We love on each other's vibe, or whatever it is. Venus in the 11th house with the sun blazing here as well. This is social. We've got a social space that is lit up, that wants to be socialized, wants to eat that good food, feel the good feels, have the good conversation, romance. Friends become lovers when Venus moves into territories. But this is also a great energy for attracting money into a social space. So your goals, your dreams, your aspirations, collaborations and affiliations with people or organizations could be bringing you partnerships and opportunities through this lens as well. So just make sure that you are taking care of you at every stop, that you're making sure you can energetically move at the speed that whatever you're signing up to requires for you, okay? Also on the 11th, we're going to have a full moon at 19 degrees of Aquarius. Now this is going to light up your 5th house space, and I love it because we've got this beautiful Venus and Leo energy, big cat energy over there doing its thing, but in the 11th house. And now we've got this full moon moon in Aquarius, the social energy, in the 5th house, which is typically the big cat Leo energy. So you see there's this real dynamic of pleasure and conversation and social that's coming, but it has to come from a place that doesn't feel so pushed, so forced. You're working on it quietly behind the scenes, getting it ready, but there has to be some pleasure and some expression involved here too. Now, the full moon's going to ask us to end something, acknowledge something, make an adjustment. So is this a change for 5th house, your own self-expression? Where do you feel like you need to be serious about what it is that you're expressing, right? Where do you feel like you need to seriously take on your voice in a different way? You need to share that art. You need to share that expression. You need to have that conversation with your parent, right? Where are you having kind of a breakout energy? Remember, we had Uranus, who's one of the ruling planets of this moon, meet up with the North Node and Mars just last month at 18 degrees of Taurus. Okay, so we've had this vibration of energy going with the Uranian, Saturnian frequencies that is really pulling to open up, demand some freedom, take accountability for your freedom. So where is this speaking into your life? Now, this is also in the 5th house, the house of children, right? Children and conception. So is there something going on for your children? Are they breaking free and having some of their own independence? Or, it's back to school times. Are they establishing the new school group? And you're like, who are these people? That could be something that's going on. But also conception, making babies, having babies, but maybe that business or maybe that art or maybe those beautiful drawings are your baby, your conception that you launch that project out into the world, okay? Now, as we get to the 20th, we've got a couple things going on. First of all, Mercury is going to move into pre-retrograde shadow time, so it's going to start to slow down and vibrate at 24 degrees of Virgo. So we want to pay attention because these are going to be highlighting lessons we're going to learn as Mercury takes this retrograde through Libra and backs up into Virgo, okay? So note that down, jot that down. At 24 degrees of Virgo, you want to start taking notes on the 20th, what's showing up in your life around organization, service, health, wellness, quiet things, spiritual developments, all of that. Also, though, we're going to see Mars move into the energy of Gemini. Now, really take some note here because Mars is going to do an extensively long tour through Gemini energy. We're going to see this signature into 2023. We get 7 months with Mars at this particular time, okay? Because it's going to move into Gemini, then it's got a retrograde, then it's got to come direct, get out of that post-retrograde shadow time. So you're going to work on this 9th house area for quite some time, Libra. Publishing, marketing, broadcasting, anything that expands you out into the world, international travel, languages, training, certification, education, higher education, teaching, faith, spirituality, development, any of these concepts is what Mars in Gemini is going to be working on for you as we cross the threshold into 2023. Now, Mars in Gemini is curious. You want to know things, I'm asking questions, I'm learning, bringing in information, maybe I'm sharing and disseminating information. You want to be mindful that when Mars gets into an air sign, you don't get all kinds of little projects going so that you have so much that your energy can't actually handle it, okay? Because Gemini will go all over the place and that Mars energy will go at it quite quickly, quite enthusiastically, but then you don't actually have the pre-birthday energy to support that, okay? Now, we're going to see Mars get ready for pre-retrograde shadow time on September 3rd. So be mindful that it'll start to slow down there, okay? As we get to the 22nd, the sun is now going to move into the energy of Virgo, lighting up this 12th house space, bringing light, heat, life, and vitality to the space that Mercury is already hanging out in. So truly, things behind the scenes, getting quietly organized for your next year, working on your breathing, getting in alignment, transitioning out and surrendering to culminations of things from this last year of your life. Those creative projects, any of those things will start to be on your table for the next 4 weeks to get you ready and energetically sound for birthday time. Now on the 24th, we've got Uranus taking that retrograde at 18 degrees of Taurus, okay? So as Uranus takes a retrograde, we're going to go back inside and look for freedom. Where do I need to innovate? Where do I still need to break free? Is it around my money? Is it around my relationships? It is around my value, my food, my physical body, my senses, right? My throat, my voice, right? Where am I still looking for these last vestiges of freedom that I need to work on? And remember, when we're working with the retrograde of an outer planet, or the anything of an outer planet, we move more slowly because it tends to take more time for us to develop that, okay? So what I would love for you to do is think back for me to May 7th of this year, 2022. 14 degrees of Taurus is where Uranus was working. So between 14 degrees of Taurus and 18 degrees of Taurus is where this Uranus retrograde is going to focus us. So from May 7th of 2022 to May 9th of 2023. You've got a 1-year process of working with this breakout, breakthrough, spontaneous, can feel like a lightning bolt, can feel very destabilizing energy of Uranus, and it is built to get you to change because the change is needed. Now, whether it feels like rebellion and tension or revolution to you personally will just depend on where you're at in the lessons of your spirit, okay? Now, and your resources, it's Taurus, so the lessons of your resources as well, for sure. Now, when we get to the 25th, we see Mercury move into your sign. Mercury in an air sign is whipping and zipping and living its best life. So you've actually got a really like a beautiful gift of gab. You may find that your life and you get more busy. There is more conversation, which isn't that funny because we're trying to kind of chill out but be social at the same time. So one of the things you can consider that this looks like is truly, do you have more projects coming in from behind the scenes? Are you answering questions, finishing up tasks that needed to be done before, and now you can focus on them a little bit more, and you have a friendlier mind towards it, or you're feeling a bit more diplomatic? Was there a conversation that happened before and you needed to just put that down, and now you can come back to it with a different, more open, amenable, amicable, amiable personality and ready to engage? So any of those things can definitely be in your favor. But if you are teaching, you are doing a training, you are writing, Mercury is also a great support to you in your sign. As we're going to close out this month, we've got a new moon at 4 degrees of Virgo. So this is the new moon in that secret, behind the scenes, hidden, between the worlds, mystical place in your chart. And this is your opportunity to plant your seeds of intention to begin something new, begin a fresh perspective here. Plant your seeds of what you would like the next year to be like for you. You know, what are you willing to release? This is the 12th house. What are you willing to allow to come to culmination or to assimilation? Have you been learning a lot over this last year and you're like, I just need to assimilate all this information, let it absorb into my cells, into my mind, so that I can continue to transmit it, right? Whatever you feel willing and ready, Libra, to release or transition, this is a wonderful moon to help you get organized, discern what can go, what needs to stay, and to help you move forward in a way that is to your greatest good, because that's the way Virgo likes to serve. Now, another thing I offer you, Libra, as you do your new moon intention, is to say thank you to the universe. Thank you for making me conscious to understand that the solutions that I'm asking for have already been worked out, and I know it. Thank you. That is a great thing to bring into your new moon rituals. All right, my beautiful Libra friends, enjoy the pre-birthday time. Enjoy every day if you've got it. It means you still have purpose here and there's some work to be done, okay? I love you a lot, Libra, and I will see you in September for that retrograde in your sign. Bye, Libra.